So I just thought I'd do a quick video about what I normally use for trees. Obviously there's loads of different trees you can get. You can make your own, or you can buy some pre-made. These ones I bought pre-made for me a little while ago for a birthday a couple of years ago. They're alright, they're cheap. Cheap and cheerful. The trunks are very plasticky, but you can't really see that once they're on the layout really. I have dulled some of them down before in the past. But the main concern really is that the leaves look very plastic. So all I normally do is just lay them out, kind of spray tack, give it a good shake, just spray a little bit of spray tack on. And then turn it over and get it on the other side as well. Good dosage, just it's nice and sticky. And then a bit of mixed scatter that I've got, just flick it on in the scatter. Doesn't matter if you put too much on really. You can. There's no such thing as too much. Give it a bit of a tap off. And all of a sudden you've got a tree that just looks a lot more natural. Want a better way of putting it. Nice quick 2 minute fix. The glue's gone dry on this one already. You can give it another coat of glue if you want to stick a bit more, but normally one spray is enough. It just takes the edge off the trees. Doesn't make them look quite as cheap. Not that there's anything wrong with cheap trees. We all love a bargain. But sometimes you just want something that resembles a bit more natural. So yeah, very quick tree planting tip. So once the glue's dried a little bit, I normally use a little hand drill. Find a drill bit that's about the same size as the tree trunk. That's about right. I need to decide where I want to place the tree. Actually, that's just as important as anything else really. I'm going to put one here, I think. So I just do a little hole. My baseboard's foam, so it goes in quite easily. There's not really an awful lot of drilling to do. Just get rid of your rubbish. And there we go. One tree planted. Simple as that. A couple of minutes work. Makes all the difference. Do a couple more now. Hope you found that helpful. Just simple little tips and tricks I add sometimes. You don't have to buy expensive trees. Nothing has to be too expensive. Some of these ones were pre-made ones. These two here are ones that I've used the same method on. The rest of them are pre-bought ones, and there's not an awful lot of difference between them, to be honest. Once they're on the layout and in some sort of position, you can't really tell. Same goes for over here on the canal embankment. Them two haven't had the treatment yet. Let's get up the light. These two have been done in a darker green. That's pre-bought. Them two have been done. That one's pre-bought one actually that I did the same thing to. And that one there has not been done yet. So it's just gets a bit of different variation in colour as well. At least they're not all one uniform, cheap green if you like. A better way of putting it. But it's still effective. That's all that matters. So yeah, hope you found that helpful. And let's go get planting some more trees. So continuing on from the tree theme, I thought I'd show you a bit more about how I do the bushes and the foliage and everything. Obviously, as I've done down here, obviously it's not really like anything major, but I think it's something that can seem quite daunting at first, and I've been putting it off for a while because it's how do you make things look real and look not overdone or not underdone. For the past half hour or so I've been adding these bits, like little hedgerows, little bushes, under the footbridge around here, out the back of McDonald's around here, along the roadsides and such. But it just really makes the scene like come 3D. Gives it a bit more just gives it a bit more of another dimension that lifts it a little bit. Obviously grass is okay, but not everywhere's full of grass. So I've got this little patch here left to do. So I'm just going to show you what I do. It's nothing difficult. A little bit of PVA. Doesn't matter if you put too much down, because you can always have to add a bit more. A couple of random clumps just to make it a bit more random. Then what I've got here, this is some, I think it's woodland Scenics clump foliage. I've had it for years. Comes in big lumps, but you can make it into small little chunks depending on what size it is. It's quite soft, it's quite workable, it's quite nice to use. I've also got some WSW self-adhesive tufts. They're quite handy. I don't use them as much because they're a very fixed size. And I've also somewhere else. Where have I got them? There we are. I've got this bag of Jarvis Scenics tree foliage dark green. This stuff's not as nice as the woodland Scenics clump foliage. It's a bit harsher. I find it a little bit harder to work with. It's not as nowhere near as squashy. It's still soft, but it's got quite a firm texture and obviously different colour, which is not a problem. You want a bit of colour variation. I've also got a bag full of lichen. I got given this years ago by somebody and I've never used it until now. I've got absolutely stacks of the stuff. I feel like this looks a bit better for double O gauge maybe. It's a little bit big for engage sometimes, but the small bits on the ends aren't a bad size, aren't a bad scale. If you pull them in, for want of a better way of putting it, chunks out, they're a bit big. If you pull them out, it's actually really nice stuff, and it does translate down quite well to engage, as you can just about see there. So yeah, we'll add some of this in. So what I normally do, just a bit of the clump foliage, stick a clump in, and maybe break up some of the darker Jarvis stuff, add a couple of bits, make it a bit random. Don't try and make it too uniform, because obviously nothing's uniform in Mother Nature. Things are a bit random. Just shot it on. I'll grab a bit of this lichen. Again, like I said, the end tips work really well. Oh, it's too big, that bit. I might have a neater bit than that somewhere else. Let's have a look. There we go. That bit's much better. You can see the almost like the scale difference there. That's what we want, something a bit smaller. So add a couple of lumps of that. Get some more. Fill the glue gaps. There. That's about it. Job done. Throw that lichen back in that bag. And give it a quick tidy up. And I can do a lot more down there. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with this house yet, so I might end up putting bushes along all this section yet, or making just a bit of a wilder spot. I've got nowhere else for that house to go, so I'm half tempted to just make this a bit of a back garden. But yeah, that's just tied up that little corner. Could maybe just push them forward a touch. So I don't want them on the road, obviously, but yeah. And then from there, I need to add grass verges. I'm not that far ahead yet. I need to add grass verges around here, along this way, approaching the roundabout. And then I'll fill all this in with some scatter grass. One other thing I do use, again from WSW, I'm not sure what others you can get, but there's these self-adhesive heather tufts. Obviously probably a bit better for like a moorland scene, but I've used them in the town area and they work quite well just like as some general flowers. Just brightens the place up a little bit, I suppose, in between the buildings there. And there's the grass tufts I was on about, made by them as well earlier. So it all just adds a bit of colour, which there's plenty of in the real life. I'm quite happy with how that's all turned out actually. So I hope you found that guide useful. There's not an awful lot to it, like I said, but it's just something that's worth going over. No doubt different people have different ways of doing things. A lot more people use static grass and get different effects with static grass all of along here. My embankments, they're all static grass, same as down here is. It's okay. I think it's a bit hit and miss and engaged sometimes. Sometimes the grass blade lengths aren't really long enough to be noticeable. It's I'll zoom that in there. You can just about make it out. It does work. It is effective, but I think you can do better sometimes. I think for double O where you can use longer tufts of grass to be more effective, then that's what you want. But for engage, sometimes just the scatter grass is just as good. A couple of trains coming past as well. Good timing. So yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next update.